Okay, March 31st. 1968, President Johnson delivers a major address on the Vietnam War. And he announces, again in March of 68, that he was halting all bombing unilaterally. He was stopping all the bombing of Vietnam. And what's historic about this speech isn't the discussion about Vietnam. It was he concluded the speech with, "I shall not seek and I will not accept the nomination of my party for another term as your president." Um, it was a major announcement. Most people didn't see it coming. Most people in his inner circle didn't see it coming, that he was not going to run for re-election. Because even though he'd served out part of Kennedy's term when Kennedy was assassinated, Johnson was still eligible to serve another full 4-year term had he chosen to. He was not term limited by that. He served less than 2 years of Kennedy's term. So this happened. But what was going on was a couple things. One, a few weeks earlier, he had barely beaten Eugene McCarthy in the New Hampshire primary, so he squeaked by. And then Bobby Kennedy gets into the race. So Bobby Kennedy's starting to win primaries, or starting to get support, starting to get excitement going. And Johnson, his approval ratings in the high 30s approval rating. So he really kind of is concerned that he wouldn't even win if he did get the nomination, or if he did stay in the race. The other thing that was going on was his health. His health was starting to fail. He had actually didn't believe he could survive another term. That 4 years, he did an actuarial study on him, and it kind of said he didn't have a lot of time left. His father had died young. Johnson had already had heart attacks, and so the combination of the two, he had told his wife that he was thinking about saying this, but nobody knew until he said it in front of the cameras that he was not seeking nomination. And had he served another term, he would have barely made it, because he died in January of 73. So that's what I have for you today. President Johnson saying that he will not seek and will not accept the nomination of the Democratic Party. I will see you tomorrow.